if there was...
I will be honest with you, this frustrated me when I first started with it. But the more you practice it, the better your intuition strengthens. So don't shoot yourself in the foot and skip any of these assignments. I would strongly discourage you from doing that. It would maybe be good to do it and then skip it if you did poorly, but don't cop out and skip the assignment because you don't get it. That's a bad idea. Okay? Anyways, here's another one. Again, with the intention of strengthening your intuition. How many 3-digit even numbers greater than 300 can you make using only the digits 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? And no digits can be used twice. So maybe let me just give you some examples to start off with. One example could be 328. It's an even number greater than 300. Oh, sorry, not the 8. 326. An even number greater than 300 that uses only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6.
Well.
Another example would be 452. Another example would be 214.
So all the way up to 666.
No, 654.
No, 654 is the largest one you can have. Pardon me?
Oh, no,
That's greater than 300.
Oh, yeah, sorry, you're right. So 314 then. That'll work. So you with me? To solve problems like this,
What's wrong with 312?
312 works.
So 312
I had
is the
two
smallest number you can
Pardon me?
312 is...
312 would be the smallest, yeah. So you get the idea of what the number has to look like?
Yeah, so
Okay.
between 312 and 654.
So here's how you do this, okay? You create two cases where the first case, you say that, all right, this even number has to start with either 3 or 5. Because if it starts with 1, it's not greater than 300. It'd be 100 something, right? So I've got 3 slots. That first position, either 3 or 5 can go into. Right? So I've only got 2 options.
Oh.
And you know that an odd number will be used for that. The last position, I know I'm skipping the middle for just a moment, but the last position, how many options do you have?
I don't know.
You can use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6, and you used an odd number here. So how many possibilities do you have here?
Is that a 2?
This has to be even.
Why does that one have to be? Is that first?
Because the number itself has to be even. 3-digit even number.
Should be in one.
Yep.
Is that the first number a 2?
Yes.
So why would you have to use an even number if you already used one? Or are you saying if you use the odd?
This last digit has to be even, because our number has to be even.
But you already used a 2, so...
No, I'm saying 2 possibilities, either 3 or 5.
Oh,
Yeah. How many possibilities for the last blank? 3, right? You have to use either 2, 4, or 6.
Which is weird because that doesn't make the last digit even.
Yeah, it does. This is number of possibilities. I'm not using the number 3, it's number of possibilities. The middle, you've used 2 numbers. Does it matter what the middle one is? No. So how many possibilities do you have for the middle?
5.
Well, you can't use 1 because it won't be greater than 300.
You can use 1.
Be 4.
But like
312.
6 times 6 would be... Oh.
Remember, these numbers are numbers of possibilities.
Right.
The middle number, sorry, somebody said it.
I said
4,
4.
right? Because you've used the number here, you used the number here. The middle one doesn't matter what it is. So you've got 4 options left. Multiply those together, that is 12 times 2 is 24. So that's the number of possible options that starts with an odd number. Okay? Now let's say I start with an even number. The only even numbers I can start with are either 4 or 6. Because if I start with 2, it's not greater than 300, right? So again, for the first slot, I have only 2 options. The last slot, how many options do I have?
1.
Oh, you have
Or 2.
4
2 options, right?
Slot.
So this first slot was an even number. This guy has to be even as well, but because I've used one here, I've only got 2 left to choose from. Remember, 2, 4, and 6 are the only even numbers you can use.
So that's 3.
You following me? So there's only 2 options here.
Isn't there 3 options?
No, you used
Two options.
an even number.
Right.
So you can't use the number more than once.
No, you can't repeat. Let's say you used 4 here. You can only either use 2 or 6. Right?
Okay, yeah.
Let's say you used 6 here. You can only use 2 or 4. Right? So you've only got 2 options for this, either 4 or 6. And you've only got 2 options left for that last digit. Does that make more sense? Okay, so this would be 2 options here, 2 options here. And again, it doesn't matter what the middle number is. We've got 4 left. So that's 16 options. For a total of 40. So there are 40 numbers that you could create that are bigger than 300 and even, and you can't repeat any digits.